you hear me? Why's my avatar not moving? Avatar, can anyone hear us? G, can you hear us? Avatar's not moving. Is it? No. Oh, it is. Oh, yeah, we're moving now. Like, yeah, boy. Big up the big G. Big up Kira. Kira, don't be worrying about these memberships, by the way. Because what happened was you did join, right? You joined, and then I think you unjoined. So why saying that you were being a member? You were one of the first ones. Don't know, you might have done it by accident or something, but you won't be paying any money, so don't worry, and I'm getting it all sorted out. I thought it might have been sorted out when but it hasn't yet. What else we got here? We've got Lou Don sat next to us tonight. Might chip in a bit. Just watching the end of the golf, G. I don't know if you're into your golf like that. But the Masters, you can't beat it, man. Ooh, oh. Looks like John Rahm's going to win. He just got under par of the 3 hardest holes, of course. Even if you don't like golf, you can watch the Masters and you probably end up liking it. For Sky Sports though, because the BBC used to have highlights for the first 2 rounds, and then used to show the last 2 rounds live, but they're not interested now. Not really, G. We've had YouTube on as well. Just been listening to John Smith there. He's going for the world record, palm bombs, I think, isn't he? Yeah, I was going to do this one last night. I had it all set up. Classic boxing fights, well, my favourites anyway. Don't have to necessarily be the best fights, but they're going to be like my favourites. One of them has got to be Nigel Benn, the Dark Destroyer. 1995, so I will have been 22. When ITV used to get all the big fights and that in there. Yeah, but you'll get your chance. As soon as I get it sorted, Kira, I will let you all go. Yeah, well, you'll probably enjoy it then, Jay. I'm going to show it and we'll watch it, and I'll still be here. If anyone want to jump on the panel, you can. And after each round, and have a chat or whatever, or just another option in it for a night. John Smith too. He had 200 odd people in there. Then yes, Pablo, pick up yourself, mate. Pablo, you do drawings, don't you? Bit of an artist. Anyone who hasn't checked Pablo's channel out, go and have a look. Give him a sub. There's a couple of artists on here, but Pablo's in there, but the better ones, to be honest. I haven't had a look for a while, so I don't know if he's got any new stuff on there. Where you be today, G? Enjoy your Easter weekend. I've still got another week off. Yeah, man, I've seen a bit of Jude today. I hope he's all right. I know he might even pop in, man. I know he watches. Yes, Tim. Big up the Tim Smith. How did Leeds get on today? It was Crystal Palace, wasn't it? I know they were getting beat. Can't talk anyway with Borough. Borough have thrown it away. Like, didn't think they'd get I didn't think they'd go up automatically anyway. I said that a few weeks ago, but it's not looking good going into the playoffs. You want to be going in with a bit of momentum, though. Saying that like they were playing the best team in the league yesterday. It looks like a back holiday, but end of May, I think it is. It'll be a good day out if we get to it. I won't be going like, but I'll be watching it. What you won or you got beat? Let's have a look. Oh, got walloped at home. I watched the Liverpool game. Don't know what's going on there at Liverpool, like, but that's put a spanner in Arsenal's title hopes, like, isn't it? Good for the neutral, like. Let's have a look what happened at Leeds. 5-1. Yeah, anyway, and Bamford scored as well. Jeez. Must have been a fluke, that one, Tim. The Leeds going to go down then, or what? Let's have a look at the league. I've got this app on my phone. I don't know what. Has anyone got any good apps for the footy? I've got this FOTMob, FOTMOB. It's all right, like. Let's have a look at the league. Premier League. So Man City 6 points behind with a game in hand. Better goal that goal could come down to goal difference, like, you know. Man City and Arsenal way ahead on goal difference. Oh, imagine winning the Premiership by goal difference. Can you win it by goal difference anyway? You have to, don't you? Oh, it's just come off his head. I bet he did no doubt about it. When he joined the Borough, Tim, he'd just come off the back of being player of the season in the Championship. Too many injuries on it. Always injured, but he doesn't need the money, does he? I think everyone knows what family he belongs to. Multi millionaires. JCB, I think it is. Yes, Sean. How you doing, matey? I've just seen you on John Smith's there. It's a free for all on there, like going for the world porn bombing record in one night. He'll get it. He'll lose that channel though. He's laughing about it now, but they'll get it shut down because just whoever's doing it. Well, I think we know who's doing it, but they'll start reporting him. Yeah, man, no worries, Tim. They'll start reporting him, and it'll go like for the sake of having a laugh. I know he's probably not bothered, John. Like now, because his life's just on YouTube, and he. Let's have a look where Leeds are. Sorry about that. Well, Leeds. Sorry, they still got 10 games left in the Premiership. You know what? I'm getting confused here. There's 10 games left in the Premiership. Surely there's not many in the Championship, though. It's going to have to battle all the way out. So, was anyone interested in the? Was anyone come in for the boxing night, or you just come in for a bit of a break from all the madness? I will show it anyway, but we can still chat while during the rounds and that. Just watching the golf there, Sean. I seen some of your comments there. Phil Mickelson, he loves the Masters, doesn't he? Loves Augusta. Couldn't believe how St. Louis, how much weight he's lost, man. He's a shadow of himself, but getting on a bit now, and Nick Faldo as well. Here he is. I thought I could smell Batty there. Pick up Dave, lad. Hope you well, mate. Links there, Dave, if you're feeling brave enough. Exactly, Jay, exactly. Looks like John Rabs. I mean, look at the top four there. The cream rises to the top, doesn't it? Especially at the Masters. I mean, Spieth was nowhere, but to hit a 65 round here, round Augusta, especially at his age. I'm guessing that you won't have seen this fight for a long time anyway. I've watched it a couple of times, but if you've just come in, what I say I'm going to start doing one a week or something. All my favourite boxers, and so not necessarily the best fights ever, but my favourites. Coffee table leg was it? Someone put a ticket in the maintenance at work a couple of months ago, and it was coffee table leg in trap two. It was out of order for about 3 days. Bet you're about stone lighter, aren't you? Dave, I bet you're one of these who takes the paper or a book in the toilet. Said you'd be feeling a lot better now, Dave. I bet Big Bear was sat there as well, wasn't he? Sat there staring at you. Good dog. I'm an in and out type of guy, me, like. That's all I'm going to say. Don't be wasting time on the toilet. Are we on about here, Sean? Did I see you say Sugar Ray? So, yeah, so obviously, Sean, like I don't know much about the ones before my time. I don't watch much. I couldn't really tell you much about any fighters from pre 80s. It's a waste of 45 minutes, isn't it, G? Still be there in the morning, man. He always has to lower the tone, doesn't he, Dave? Oh, here he is. Evry. How you doing, Evry? What's this channel about? No idea, mate. All sorts. But we don't. I like Film Boy anyway. I know you're Film Boy's buddy. I know you cherish that spanner in the cesspit. Big up Film Boy if you're listening. I know. I think is that right? He's on a week's ban, Matty. Yeah, you're all right in here. You're not going to get timed out in here, mate. Don't see enough of you to time you out now, anyway. I don't think I've seen you anywhere other than the cesspit. I'm guessing we're all off work tomorrow then, yeah? Yeah, so go back to the boxing thing. What? I can remember Mike Tyson winning the world title. I'm not sure how old I'll have been there, 15, 16. So Mike Tyson will be featuring somewhere. Nigel Benn, Lennox Lewis, Calzaghe, Ricky Hatton, Prince Nazim. Here we go. Bring it on, mate. I won't do a countdown. Yeah, boy.
How are you, mate? All right?
What's happening? Oh, we're blue today. Yeah, we're all good, mate.
Good. Oh, crazy today. Like, it was going well until we lost. Like,
No, 1-0 up as well, Bamford. So what somebody just hit him on the head and it's gone in the goal or something?
no, it was a quality goal by him, like by the head, like, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, we just lost it, but then it just went pear-shaped, mad, like crazy. Well, they come out the second half, right? It was 1-0, and they come out the second half, scored in the first 5 minutes, and then scored again.
Mate, it happened to us last week against I think it was Huddersfield. We were 1-0 up before half time and then they come out and scored 4 goals in about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been so bothered, like if we was away, like, do you know what I mean? But because we were home, like, do you know what I mean? It's even worse.
Yeah. How many are you getting there at a home game now, like Tim?
Oh, it's good. I don't know, about 20, probably 22.
Because Ellen Road's one of them classic grounds, isn't it, man? It's a big ground, isn't it?
It's not as good as it used to be for banter, with all the crowd singing and that. Like, I think they weren't behind them much today, like, for some reason. I don't know. But I've jumped on Moon I've had a word with Troll Watch, but
right, well, yeah.
he haven't come back to me. I haven't seen him on YouTube until today. So I don't know. I'll give it another day, and if not, I'll ask him in the chat or something.
Yeah, nice one, mate.
No worries.
I know I haven't seen Troll Watch for a long time, but he's called something else now, isn't he? Afghan Dan or something, isn't he? TW Afghan Dan.
Yeah. He's bloody off his head, isn't he?
But he
But
did
yeah,
used to come in here at the start. He used to come in here quite a lot, and but obviously I might have gone off his radar a little bit now. But
Yeah, and he don't come in mind. Well, but the one once today he was in. That was it. He just come in and said hello, and he shut off like. But that's it for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I will have a work keep on to him, mate, because he does some good stuff. Like
Oh
he's
yeah,
got
I mean the ones he's done for Shuft and Julian, I like them.
yeah, brilliant, and he yeah. Yeah, Moon. That was all I was going to jump on just to let you know. I haven't forgot, and
Respect, mate, respect. You can have a Yeti thumbs up for that. Yeti.
cheers, mate. Right, I take it easy, Moon. Chat. Take
Nice
it
one,
easy
Tim.
and have a
Take
nice
care,
time.
Tim.
To that, oh, hello. Hope you're well. Hope you
Bye.
yeah, all good. Thanks. Hope you had a good Easter.
Yeah, champion.
Good.
Hey
Right,
Tim,
I'll leave
I've got
you
a
to.
got a surprise tomorrow. She hasn't. We don't even know yet. She's booked somewhere for us for Monday and Tuesday, so we're going on a mystery tour tomorrow morning. Don't even know where, mate.
America.
Well, I hope so. Like,
Anyway, take it easy, both.
yeah. Catch you later, bro.
I mate.
Yeah, big up there, Tim Smith. Yeah, magical mystery tour tomorrow. She has offered to tell us. I'm sure she'd tell us if we twist her arm, but I like surprises, me. Like Big Ben, ding dong, who's Big Ben? See, who said romance is dead, G? Who's Big Ben then? Come on, Big Ben. Lou Don will be checking the channel out about now.
Where is it?
Who is it? Lou Don. Lou Don will have an idea who it is by give us another 10 minutes. Oh, it's Pablo off. Catch you later, Pablo, mate. Thanks for dropping it there. You know what? Drinking and driving, right? Just a quick one. It's a weird one, drinking and driving, because I always remember my dad, yeah, he used to go out, he used to go drink, he used to go to the pub on a Sunday night and a Thursday night, right? There was about four of them. And one of his mates, no lie, he could drink about 10 pints. And we're going back 35 years here. I know it's still wrong. It is wrong, drinking and driving, but everyone's different. Some he used to drink about 8 or 10 pints and drive home, right? But different people, different people. Somebody could drink over a pint or whatever, fail a test, and some people could pass a test. It's all about the individual in it. But when it comes to drink driving, I think basically you've got to just say not even a pint, you know what I mean? Not even a half. That's the only way that you do it, really. If there's any alcohol at all, you can't say, oh, you're allowed to have 1 pint. I've always thought that. Big Ben's a nobody. I doubt that, Big Ben. Everybody's somebody, mate. Yeah, so this fight we're going to show you, we're going to put it on in a minute. I'll still be here. And after each round, we'll stop and have a bit of a chat. And if we go down to 2 or 3 people, and that's the way it goes, isn't it? What have you done there, Dave? What's this bet here? £20 on United, City, Plymouth. The beers are on Dave there. Like, what, you back Lincoln as well? Like, you deserve the money if you back Lincoln. I'm just having a look at the championship here, right? So, how many teams in the championship? Oh, there's 40. Oh, yeah. You know what? There's 8. We've got. I thought there was only a couple of games left. We've got 8 games left. Jesus. Yeah, man. We can still go. We can still go up. That makes them last 2. That makes that defeat out at Huddersfield. That's a shocker. That absolute shocker. Here he is, Knobhead. Big up Knobhead. Don't be calling Knobhead a knobhead. Where's Howlerhead as well? Howlerhead's been leaving me a few comments. He picked John Rahm. Now I'm supposed to be the golfer as well. I'm giving bad tips out. Oh, just the 10. Remember back in the day when you used to go out and you'd had a good drink, and that was about 5 or 6 years, and you got a taxi, and you always try to squeeze one extra in the taxi, and you would have some little taxi driver in the front going, "No, no, no." You say, "Yes, yes, yes." Even worse when you didn't pay him, like you just did a runner as well. Yeah, so this fight I'm going to put on, 1995, Nigel Benn, the Dark Destroyer, against Gerald Mcclellan. Benn was the champion, so he was a title defense for him. Gerald Mcclellan, the American, he was a bit of a big mouth on him, didn't he? I'll put a little thing on at the end for people who didn't know what happened. Like, I'm sure everyone knows what happened afterwards, but it's just a great fight, man. Great fight.
Now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, it's showtime with the WBC Super Middleweight Championship of the World. I introduce to you first the challenger on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring wearing green trunks with white trim, fighting out of Freeport, Illinois in the United States. He weighed in at a trim and ready 11 stone, 11 pounds, or 165 US pounds. His tremendous record includes 31 wins, 2 losses, 29 big wins coming by way of knockout, including 14 straight knockout victories. Here is the current WBC #1 super middleweight contender, the former middleweight champion of the world, known as the G-Man, introducing Gerald Mcclellan.
Remember, I think this was on ITV. And ITV got all the big boxing fights.
He is wearing blue trunks with white trim, fighting out of and representing London, England. He weighed in at the super middleweight limit of 12 stone even, or 168 US pounds. His outstanding record includes 39 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 32 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former WBO middleweight champion, tonight making the 7th defense of his current title, introducing the WBC super middleweight champion of the world. Please welcome the Dark Destroyer, Nigel Benn. Once again, here's your referee in charge, Alfred Azaro. Now to give instructions.
Please, break. Right, Ed. Okay, Ed. Stop. Okay?
Okay. Good blink in this one, too.
From Alfred Azaro of Paris, France. The crowd rallying behind the hometown guy, Nigel Benn. A nationalistic feeling here But when they played the national anthem of Great Britain, it sent a shiver down your spine as we are set to go. Round 1 scheduled for 12 here in London. Nigel Benn with the first punches. As we begin, some things to keep in mind. Mcclellan, the challenger, yet the favorite, goes in looking for the first round knockout. Great action to start things off here. Here's Mcclellan to the midsection. Nigel Benn comes right back. Benn said he intends to go right at Mcclellan from the opening bell, but he could be playing into Mcclellan's hands.
He's letting him punch. He's in trouble. He's out.
Going down.
The ring.
Seconds into the fight, he's through the ropes. Nigel Benn is down. The count is 6, 7, 8. Can he make it back? He gets in at 9. Oh, what an incredible start. Mcclellan wants to come right back at Benn. He says, get out of my way to the referee. A right hand by Mcclellan. Benn continues to be in dire trouble. Can he survive this first round?
He's letting Mcclellan get all the punches off. And the referee's giving him time. What's the ref doing?
Mcclellan fighting the referee off, then fighting Benn. Combination to the head by Mcclellan. Benn trying to stay out of there.
McClellan just punching away. What is this guy doing?
The referee, Alfred Asaro of Paris, keeps stepping in for no unknown reason. Midway through the opening round, McClellan continues to smother Benn. McClellan like a buzzsaw.
No doubt about it. He wants that first round knockout. He promised everybody, and he's going after it.
Benn's in trouble again as he's staggered. He tries to fight back now, getting the roar from the crowd. Non-stop action from the opening bell. Here comes McClellan again. To the body, to the head again. A wild left that misses by Benn. Benn connects with the left hand. McClellan comes right back to the midsection.
They said this is going to be like Hearns and Hagler, and it is, but it's one way.
It's all McClellan. Now pushing and shoving tactics. Again, the referee steps in.
What does he think he's doing, an amateur fight?
It has not let up. Relentless attack by McClellan. Less than 30 seconds to go in the first round. It must seem like forever for Nigel Benn.
McClellan should be punishing the body, just like McCallum did, but he's not. He's going to the head. He's headhunting.
A left hand by Benn. And McClellan steps back for the first time.
And that's what he should have done. He should have stepped back and measured him instead of trying to overwhelm him. He's letting his reputation go to his head. He doesn't need a one-round knockout. He just needs a knockout.
A thrilling, stirring opening round, and it's over. And it's only the first
All
round.
3 minutes in it. Well, not many fighters would have got up out of that, get knocked through the ropes like that.
Well, stand by and watch replays because this is going to be something to see. The way McClellan tried to overwhelm him. Let's listen.
Gee, the commentator after what the ref did as well, American commentator. You're up there.
Kevin Sanders, the new trainer, talking to Nigel Benn. He's got to dig himself out.
There's hardly anything they can say except to try to say, now let's watch. Let's watch it punch. Right hand, right behind the ear. A hook that missed. Another right hand behind the ear, and he goes through the ropes. Now, let me tell you, 2 good shots while he's unprotected. That should have knocked him out.
I thought you would have been, Gator.
Tough guy.
That would have been right
Tough
to be
guy
off
to come back
screen,
from that.
He almost fell into the laps of the British broadcasters. He got back into the ring at the count of 9. So Benn knocked down and through the ropes 36 seconds or so into the opening round. Here's round 2.
The crowd is absolutely going wild here. Now Gerald trying to box a little. Oh, he got hit by a good right hand.
Benn comes forward. A left hook by Nigel Benn. A wild miss with the right by Benn. There's the flicking left jab of Mcclellan, who's looking to settle down.
Benn looked like he got himself back together, landed one good punch, and got a lot of encouragement.
Between rounds, he looked over to Frank Bruno as if for inspiration. Bruno sitting to his left on the crowd. Left hook by Benn.
Bruno's the last guy to give him inspiration. Look at this. You see how...
Another left by Benn.
And Mcclellan backs away. And McClellan is complaining about getting hit in the back of the head, and he should. That's a foul. Good shot.
Now Benn going to the uppercut. Unbelievable amount of energy that's been expended here in the opening 4 or so minutes.
What's unbelievable is the comeback of Benn. Boy, he looks fresh after all that pummeling, and he is throwing bombs just like he did in his early career. He wants an early knockout.
Listen to this crowd, the chanting, the singing. Good right hand by Benn. Another right, a left by Benn. But Mcclellan stands right in front of him.
And Mcclellan holding on after all those punches, indicative of the fact that that's hurting Mcclellan. And he's still taking body shots just for fun.
What a bounce-back round for Nigel Benn, showing tremendous courage. He looked down and out early in the first round. He got knocked through the ropes.
And Mcclellan might have burned himself out temporarily in that first round. He's doing an awful lot of leather, and he's not doing anything except waiting to get hit here. And he is getting hit.
The non-stop action, not letting up. Left hook by Benn. A miss by Mcclellan.
McClellan getting wild now. Instead of settling down into boxing, he's getting wild.
McClellan with a right, but a glancing blow as Benn was able to duck away.
McClellan is dancing, and Benn is chasing. No question about it. He's dominating this round as Benn.
That didn't connect. The crowd will respond to anything from Benn at this point. That had a little more oomph to it, and there's the bell for round 2.
It's a good head move, and as we bend though, I bet the stats on that fight. If you look at the winning one wild, both of them wild,
but he needed that to get back. Now he
Ben's
got hit a lot,
connecting with a lot more, like McClellan's
now let's
missing a lot.
watch how he gets hit.
Look
These
at them
are
there,
all
3 big
misses.
misses
Now,
there, they're
tires
taken
job,
out with
but
that.
Benn is right on him.
And then Ben's
That's not a
back.
great hit, not compared to what he did in that round. Many of those were right on the jaw and caused McClellan to hold on like that. Now that is a great shot. And remember, this guy can punch.
But remember,
they say he left his punch when he went up, but he looks pretty good to
all
me.
these punches are all taking a toll on the I'd say that was 1 round each.
10 seconds.
There'll be a 10-8 for the first round.
Audio as we're used to. Back in the States, they don't allow microphones in the corners as we enter round 3.
Look how close the
Round
crowd
2 was
are
a good one
to
for Benn,
the
who came
ring.
back well from almost being counted out in round 1. Benn starts the 3rd round off with a left hook. That sends McClellan back.
Now, nobody's ever questioned Benn's courage or his desire to fight. That's one thing. We don't know what will happen with McClellan when things get to... Oh, nice uppercut by Benn.
Stiff right uppercut by Benn. A left hook by Benn. Then a right hand. Uppercuts. A left-right combination.
Bum bags have cut me off. Can't believe that, like. Some of them have. Exactly, that, exactly. Is the chat still on? Can you...
Yeah.
So is the, can I still type in the chat though? Maybe I'll be back.
Champion.
Tom, I'll put it on there. Yeah, just put it back. Should. Yo, are we back? Are we back, people? Can't believe that. Man, you know what? Is that because I'm monetized, or if I wasn't monetized, could I still play that or what? That's shocking. Like G says there, it's 30-year-old fight, man. Freaking ITV in it. Can you all hear us again, or what? No, I've learnt my lesson, but what I have got though is I've got a shorter version, and it's what happened after the fight, like a couple of interviews, a couple of I don't know, what do you reckon, G? I've got this 10-minute thing, that years after, when Benn's talking about what happened. Is that, yeah, that could be it. He is a way around it, isn't there? But I didn't think that would happen, like, to be honest, I didn't think that would happen, like. What I should have done? I should pause it, shouldn't I? Should I try Big G? What do you reckon, mate? Do you reckon I should start it again and then stop it each round? Oh, Slim, we've just been took down, mate. We're only in the third round, just warming up as well. Stream unavailable job. But I reckon, what do we reckon? I reckon if we show one round and then stop for a little bit, give it a whirl there. Let's give it another whirl. But if it goes off again, if you want to hang on, and then we'll have to sack it, but we'll get back to it.
Nigel Benn. Wild miss by Mcclellan, opens himself up, but Benn missed.
Benn is missing. He's a little bit too anxious now. He almost feels like he's got this guy on the run. And he has. All through that second round, he had him dominated.
This isn't a fight. It's a Hollywood script.
Well, so much for a blowout. This is no blowout. This is an absolute explosion of a fight. Good right hand by Mcclellan.
A short, crisp right by Mcclellan that got Benn's attention. And that quiets the crowd momentarily. But one punch by Benn can change that.
Well, it's Mcclellan that's got the power, but it remains to be seen as he got the heart to stay in there with his gutty champion.
Got off again. Yeah. How long were we off for there?
Know the
Well, we're back on. We're back. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. It was worth a try, but obviously they're not going to let us get away with showing the whole fight. So that sort of ends my boxing classics, unless anyone knows a way around it. But yeah, you know what I mean. All these bad things going on in the world. You know, the world's at war, and the YouTube's taking me down for showing a bloody 35-year-old fight. What's the world coming to, man? Probably, I don't know. There's a few people who I don't think they'd seen that. Big Ben was enjoying. I was enjoying it, mate. I've seen it before. I know what happens. But I have. What do we reckon? I have got. I don't know whether I should. I've got another video that's 7 minutes. 7 minutes long. You're talking to me here, Jig. Virtual machine. No, mate, I haven't. No, you know what? I've done what I need to do. Slim, the saying that they're still verifying, but we'll have to see what happens in the next few days. So basically, what happened after that start there, Big Ben? It was a bit of a slugfest. Yeah, everything's on hold, Slim. A bit of a slugfest, Big Ben. I think it was the 10th round. Nigel Benn. Well, there's a few brutal rounds. The 8th and 9th. Nigel Benn knocked him out in the 10th round, I think it was. And he was out cold. It was one of them, you know, all the doctors and that were in the ring. I've got a 7 minute video that sort of tells the story about after the fight and what happened. I'm going to go for it. Third time lucky.
You heard Michael Katsidis saying he was prepared to die in there to beat Graham Earl. They all know the score. Sometimes things go exceptionally well. On other occasions, though, things go badly wrong. I want to turn the clock back 12 years to the night when Nigel Benn of Britain met the American Gerald Mcclellan in Docklands. It was compelling, it was ferocious, and ultimately it was very sad. Benn stopped the American. Both men ended up in hospital. Mcclellan sustained brain damage and he has never recovered. Next weekend here in London, boxing does its bit for the G-Man with a fund-raising dinner for him. Nigel Benn will come face-to-face with Gerald Mcclellan for the first time since that night, February the 25th, 1995. Gabriel Clark starts his report with the thoughts of Nigel Benn.
I don't know how I'm going to react when I see you. I might break down and cry. I just don't know how I'm going to be. I really don't know. I actually dealt with it, but then realised when I saw that, no, I haven't dealt with it. There's a lot of issues that I have to kind of clear up with myself that maybe to set me free.
Come on, G-Man. I hear you, G-Man.
I can do it all. It's the fight of the decade.
Without a doubt, you can't box.
I ain't going to lose no sleep over it.
I hear you, G-Man.
By 27, Gerald Mcclellan was a double world champion at middleweight. A fearlessness came naturally. Pit Bull Terriers were his first love.
It's a miniature Mike Tyson.
What a handsome fella. And stripped off, he was like a wedge. He should have been one of the greats.
It was the G-Man's first fight at super middleweight. Stan Johnson led his corner team. Mcclellan had fallen out with his coach, Manny Stewart.
It's the fight of the decade.
It's going to be absolutely dynamite.
So I don't plan on being in the ring that long.
Entering the London arena did not scare the 4-1 on favourite.
First round knockout.
And I remember him hitting me. Well, I went back and then he punched me again. And I thought all my ligaments in my neck just stretched and I went out.
I thought, we're going to have a one-round knockout. And I found myself pushing him back. And I'm thinking, what am I doing?
I couldn't see it going past the first round.
To be brutally honest with you, he'll meet a shell of the man he met 12 years ago.
You? 1, 2, make the G-Man get busy.
He's near blind, he's got a little bit of vision. Near deaf.
I have a lot of photographs of you, John. I have a lot of photos of you.
I don't know if he remembers Nigel Benn. I really don't know. I don't know if he remembers that fight.
My home is your home, man.
Thank you, Gerald. Thank you.
Second out.
Good right hand from Benn. There's the old dark destroyer.
Round 2.
It's one of them things that, you know what, I'm not one of them Brits that going to lay down. Proudly British, I'm going to go out on my shield.
I don't think he was the same after that fight.
No?
No.
He gave as much as he could in that fight. You couldn't give any more.
Benn moved to Mallorca 5 years ago. His emotional intensity is now devoted to his family and the faith that's replaced boxing. Something had to.
Sitting in my car, put a hose in my car. 2-time world champion, crying my eyes out. All I wanted someone to do was grab me and say, you're going to be all right.
But you attempted suicide.
Feel up. For a lot of things people don't understand. I struggled. And now what, you know what? I come out of darkness, now I'm walking in light. Come on.
£700,000 was Benn's purse for the fight. Mcclellan's net fee would be $40,000.
Well, I'm convinced that Gerald wanted to quit earlier in the fight. He was struggling with his mouthpiece. He was breathing more heavily, and he was starting to blink.
I'm thinking, you know, what a mistake you've made, getting rid of the people that was working with you. And I'm there. I'm supposed to be the thick paddy watching all what's happening. And I'm thinking to myself, this is organised chaos.
Even when you put me down in round 8, I had to win. I just had to win.
Don't forget the gem.
For the life that I wanted, I had to win. Secure my family's life. Set me free.
I don't plan on being in the ring that long. His boxing career will be over.
You are my favorite fighter.
Set me free. I read an article in a paper that said, we wanted Benn dead, now we want his money.
Someone came a long way to visit you.
It's the last chapter of his boxing past, the Dark Destroyer. He just wants to, you know, close that book.
I think for Gerald's sisters, I think I have to ask him for forgiveness.
10th round. And he's shaking his head, he's going to count him out, isn't he?
I was ecstatic. But I was annoyed.
Yeah, Nigel. No, you listen to me.
Benn going wild.
Charlie brought him over here to bash me up.
Listen to me.
The person I'd like to thank most of all is
Paul McKenna.
Paul McKenna.
And this guy is collapsing at my feet, and I'm the only one outside the corner men who can see it.
It clicks in then that there's something wrong.
We've got a stretcher in here, Nigel.
Mcclellan was slipping off his stool.
We're going to wrap this interview because we have a serious problem with Gerald Mcclellan. Look what the fuck you doing, man. That's enough.
Nigel blames himself a lot. I don't blame Nigel Benn for anything he did that night.
Muslim, come here a minute quick. Take your hat off, please. I say to him, boxing's the only game you can what?
Legally get killed.
Understand?
Gerald Mcclellan receives no pension or income from boxing. He still loves the sport.
You're my favorite fighter. Seriously? You are my favorite fighter.
Mean it?
He wants to be remembered as a champion.
A minimum of 100,000. That's what I anticipate to generate that night for Gerald Mcclellan.
Whoa.
This reunion of the two of them is far more important than that fight. Much, much more important.
I've been seeing him, I don't know. I just want to do something for him. That's what's in my heart.
And British Boxing doing something for Gerald Mcclellan as well. Tickets.
Also, let me play that one, so there's a little bit of hope. Anyway, we might be able to do some highlights or something, you know. But yeah, man, that was sad. I didn't know that as well. He only got 40,000, man, for that fight to end up like he did. Sad. You can't blame Nigel Benn, can you? Because at the end of the day, we all seen the build-up of that fight was all Mcclellan was the favourite. That was the seventh defence by Nigel Benn as well. Still only getting 700 grand. Yes, Ted, how you doing, mate? Coming at the right time, Ted. It was a bit of a mishmash at the start there. We've been took down twice. ITV spoiling the show. Yeah, afterwards, yeah, but like straight after the fight there, you could see he was there to beat him up, wasn't he? Mcclellan, like Ben said. I didn't know what anyone could imagine somebody getting 40 grand for a world title fight. Shocking that, like. Yeah, so we might have to condense these future boxing classics into like I'll have to scour the internet and try and find some little short documentaries or something. Okay, I'm just getting into that as well. Good morning, Ted Loon. What's he saying here? So once them highlights made. So Ben was what, out with the Essex boys, was he? Like most boxers, I think he got fleeced, didn't he? All his promoters and his managers and that, he took millions off him, man. To the point where he had to go on, wasn't he on I'm a Celebrity? He went on I'm a Celebrity in the jungle, didn't he? Anyone remember that? Nigel Benn, he was kicking right off with some woman who he didn't get on with straight away. I tell you what we've got at the TV now. What channel is that? I think ITV now, even though I fell out with ITV now after that, they've got some snooker on here. It must be Snooker Classics or something. It's Alex Higgins. Looks like a documentary. when he won the, well, I'm guessing it's about Alex Higgins, like.
Did you sat in the face?
No, yeah, I sat on the Fire Stick remote, and anyone who's got a Fire Stick, right? Have you noticed how sensitive they are? Honestly, man, you sit on the settee, right? That remote is anywhere on the settee, it's turning over or it's going off or whatever. So we've ended up from the Masters on Sky Sports to ITV. Alex Higgins. Funny story about Alex Higgins as well. You know, obviously he's dead now, isn't he? But he's lived a bit of a life. But you know where he ended up? He ended up in Middlesbrough of all places, right? Not long before he died, he was living. This is no lie. He was living in a flat above a pub in the town of Middlesbrough, and he used to come down, and people were playing him for money in that. And boom, he didn't stay there long. Like God knows how he ended up there. I think I've told this story before as well. I can always remember when he won the world title. I think I was about 9 year old. Yeah, Ted, remember it, mate? True story, that, isn't it, Ted? Remember? Was the Dickens in, mate? Yeah. God knows how he ended up there, Ted. Was it something to do? It was something to do with Spenceley's, wasn't it? Because they had snooker halls and that. They had few snooker halls, didn't they? And they were into boxing and stuff. Yeah, but I always remember that night that he won the world title. I was about 9 year old. They always had to go to bed at like 9 o'clock. I remember getting in bed and I've been watching the snooker. I'm like, I'm not missing this. Even at 9 year old, I had a little black and white portable telly, you know, with them daft mad aerials on the top, and it was all fuzzy and that. I remember laid in bed with the sound right down when he won it. I think this is what's on now. It's like he beat Cliff Thorburn. It looks like 82, mate. 9 year old I was. I think was a young looking Jimmy White there as well. I think he liked the vodka, didn't he? They're all smoking and they're sitting down having a fag. Embassy World Snooker. Jimmy White was unlucky, like, wasn't he? I think he got beat in the final, world's champion 5 times. I think he got beat. I think he won it once. He liked a bit of stiff, didn't he, old Jimmy? Yeah. That was it. Yeah, he brought his baby. Yeah, he got his baby, didn't he? And his wife came on. Yeah. When you think about it, though, back in the day, you had the likes of they were all like gentlemen, weren't they? Remember him, Ray Reid, and the other one, Cliff Thorburn. Get dubbed for tax evasion and that, and all sorts. When Ray Reid now Dracula there. Anyone who's got a TV in front of them now, put ITV on, you'll see it. Looks like a classic. Yeah, man. Yeah, he's stormed out of a few competitions, Higgins, like that. Looks like he's just stormed out of an interview there on this documentary. Oh, it was Ray Reid and he beat in the final. Comes on with a shirt and tie on, rips it off at the start. Let's go. Remember Willie Thorne? Did Willie Thorne die? He had throat cancer or something, didn't he, Willie Thorne? Or did he never win it then? No? I know in the final long time, but one of them games, snooker, though, and it's not as easy as it looks. One.
Mom.
Bill Werbenick, I think it was Canadian or something, and when he liked to drink, yeah. It's like darts as well, wasn't it? Darts was the same. I grew up, darts, I grew up with Eric Bristow, Jockey Wilson, John Lowe. Is that right, Nobet? I think John Lowe was the equivalent of Cliff Thorburn, wasn't he, in snooker? Cliff Lazarenko, oh yeah, come on, let's get your darts players in who you remember. Yeah, Jockey. Funny because we've got a few Polish people at work. One of them, one woman, she looks like Jockey Wilson. We call her Jockey Wilson, but she's a woman. I think she is anyway. Keith Della, remember Keith Della? Is that right? Is that a true story? Jimmy going in the Blues, was he? The Steam Packet or the Blues? Or was Ted, is it you who goes in Brian? You go in Brian's chaps, mate. Big Brian. Just been on about Brian Cottle the day. I mean, his channel was flying. He's got a lot of subs and that over the last year. I think he's got to start. He's got to go back to the Lee Duffy stuff, hasn't he? That's where all his numbers are. We need some new Lee Duffy stories, man. Scary, isn't it? I was watching some darts today. Just flicking through YouTube. I think it was the German Open. We had the Premier League winner last year, didn't we, Ted? He's gone right off the boil, hasn't he? I always forget his name. One Ted, help me out. I think he's from Redcar, isn't he? Got his bloody name now. Can anyone else remember him? He won the the one they have at the top. He won that 3 years on the trot, the world title, and then he went over to the Premier League. He went over to the big boys when he won the Premier League in his first year, and then he got COVID, and he was out for a good few months. He'd come back and he couldn't throw a tap, and diabetes set in. Sad man. Could be right there. Eric's crafty cockney is dead as well. Tell you what I have got. Another legend. Let me see if I can find it. Brilliant little watch. See if this is the right one. No, the wrong one. What's that, Jay? What's happened there, mate? Moderating on this, just this live stream. Yeah. No, Louise hasn't, like. She'll have a look, like. See if I can find this little video. No. No, G, no. What was it like? Let me have a little look on my phone, see if I can find it. I'll tell you what. We're back.
Got great childhood memories, not of riding horses or on yachts and things like that, but great memories of happiness in parks and playing football. A very happy home, working class, large family, 5 brothers, 2 sisters. Academically, not very bright, a bit of a letdown in the family I was. Everybody else made it to the grammar school.
But at Valley Road in Middlesbrough is where it all began. He was born here, and even though times were hard, life was never dull in the large Clough household. He had parents who instilled a discipline and a love of home life that we see in so much of him today. And as Brian points out, it was certainly a close-knit Clough family.
5 brothers and 2 sisters. Yeah, all in there. And the warmest I've ever been in bed was when we used to sleep 3 in a bed. There was me, our Bill and our Gerald, 3 in the bed. And gradually, as they all left, you then got 2 in a bed and 1 in a bed. We were never cold. Never ever cold.
The Clough family. That's Brian on the left there. The brothers were highly competitive when it came to football, with plenty of debate as to who was the best among them.
I wasn't the best footballer in the family, and I certainly wasn't anywhere near a so-called star. And I never got picked for any form of, it used to be the North Riding in those days, and the South Riding and all that type of thing. I never got picked for any single solitary side. I was a very small child, and I didn't grow until I grew between 16 and 19, and I got to 5'11". The head was the same size, I think, in those days, so our Joe tells me, but I wasn't aware of that. But no selection at all for any side. I struggled to get in the school side in Martin Grove, but I was a fanatic, and we all played. 5 of us all played in the same side, actually, 5, me brothers and I. But that was a level of achievements.
And were you the best of the Clough family?
Football-wise,
yeah.
I thought I was.
Yeah. Did the rest of the family think you were?
No. There was always opinion.
But when he'd progressed as a Middlesbrough player, he met and married Barbara. It's been a happy marriage, and they've now 3 children of their own.
When I worked at Middlesbrough Football Club as a player, I used to walk through Albert Park, and there was the Ria's Cafe at the corner of Ayrsham Street, where we used to go for a milkshake after training, or an ice cream, or whatever we could afford. But mainly we just used to sit there because we had nought. And I met Barbara in Ria's Cafe, and it was the best thing I ever did in my life. Oh, wasn't I lucky?
We'd meet Brian and Eddie Holiday in the main park and walk to the ground together.
I used to live over on the Longlands, and Brian used to live on Grove Hill, and we would often meet as we were walking to training in this area that we're in now.
I used to run to training through the park, beautiful park, Albert Park, and I used to run through there and then run back. And I often used to say, I do more training going through the park than I did when I got to Ayrsham Park, because inevitably it was the cleaning of the boots, and you got a clip around the ear if you looked the wrong way. I used to play in the A team, actually, and I was 4th or 5th centre forward. I was way down, and eventually by the time I got to 21, or 21, 22 possibly even, I'd waded through the masses, so to speak, and I eventually got in. But Dougie Cooper was preferred in front of me, and he was my age. And the galling thing about it was, and it's not false modesty, I knew I was better than him. I just knew it. I knew I was better than him. It's as simple as that. I got in eventually, and then I never got out, of course. We were bored through and through when we didn't really know anything else, you know. Newcastle and Sunderland, for example, we were on Mars as far as we were concerned. It was so isolated, Middlesbrough, and Sunderland was so isolated, and Newcastle, and of course Middlesbrough was the odd one out in the sense that they didn't win anything. Newcastle did their bits in the cups and all that, and Sunderland had their price tag of the money bag team, but Middlesbrough were the one-off, and yet we were as good as them. In fact, if not better. I remember when I was in my heyday scoring goals, we used to score 70s and 80s a season.
and couldn't get promotion out of second division. I got 40 odd for 5 years running, I think. I got 40 odd. Well, for somebody to get 40 odd goals nowadays, you'd win 3 leagues.
He was the finest striker of a ball I've ever played with. And I've had the pleasure of playing with, I think, the 2 greatest goal scorers of that era. One was Jimmy Greaves and the other one was Brian Clough.
You could have let a bomb off in the penalty area when he was going through one goal. It wouldn't have affected him.
His scoring exploits as a Middlesbrough striker made him a folk hero up there. Ayresome Park certainly has a special place in Clough's heart.
This is where it all began, player-wise and every single aspect of life. So many happy memories on this pitch, it would take me hours to even tell you. But a few goals went in the net behind me and more went in that end.
So the lad who struggled to get into his school side and wasn't chosen for any other team had made it. But who first spotted his potential?
Actually, George Camsell was the one who signed me, and he was a very famous centre-forward. And alongside Hughie Gallagher, all names long before you were born and all that type of thing, was reputed to be the bravest centre-half or centre-forward in the whole Football League. And he signed me just before I started my national service. And for that privilege, of course, signing up Middlesbrough before I did my national service, I was retained on £1 a week, which was a lot of money for me because I was getting £2.10 at the ICI, but I graduated from a messenger boy to a worse messenger boy. But I've got to thank George Camsell, obviously, for getting me on phones for Middlesbrough.
And it was a phenomenal time for you here, wasn't it? 213 games, 197 goals.
Thank you. Goals were brought up on goals at this club and brought up on great players. And the Wilfmanians and the George Hardwicks and the Mickey Fentons and the Camsells graced this ground for many, many years. And of course, highly talented players. So when I came along and was scoring goals, it was just norm.
But in spite of all those goals, England recognition was a long time coming. And even then, Brian won only 2 caps for his country. What does he remember about them?
Well, out of 290 minutes, not a lot, obviously, as Eric Morecambe used to say, not a lot. I played with Eddie Holliday.
He was also a Middlesbrough,
yes,
outside left.
Yes, he came from Barnsley. He forgot his boots. Played with James Greaves, who I'm not sure if he's married to the same woman now, but I think he is. She was about 7 months pregnant, and that was funny in those days because up here we didn't get anywhere near a woman. And Jimmy got his missus pregnant. She turned up, and it was pouring down that particular day at Cardiff, and my mum looked after her because she was like, we used to call them strangled rats when you got wet and no coats and all that type of thing. And then I played at Wembley, of course, and we lost to Sweden. And I can remember hitting a bar and not scoring a goal and getting kicked out and all that type of thing. That was my England career.
When you came towards the end of your Middlesbrough career here, there were thoughts then moving on to Sunderland. But before that happened, rumour has it that you were captain of Middlesbrough then.
Yes.
And did the players not say, we did not want you as captain?
Yes, there was all that type of trouble.
What happened? Why was that?
I'm not sure. Obviously, it was because I was unpopular. But there was various things going on within the club, and they just turned around and said, we don't want you as captain. It's as simple as that.
Really? Why would you have been unpopular, Brian?
I used to think, first of all, I used to think I was a better player than I was, but I used to think also that we scored 97 goals one year and finished 5th. 97 bloody goals. Now, and we finished 5th. And I thought, well, we'll only score 89 next year, but we'll stop conceding about 50, and we might get promotion.
All his attributes were to be a manager, to be a good manager, even when he was playing. I think we went to Charlton and we drew 6 each. He was none too pleased, of course, and he certainly made it known to the defence in more or less how many goals do we have to score to win.
I was unpopular. with centre halves and wing halves, as we used to call them in those days.
In other words, you used to give your defence a bit of stick.
They used to fly around, yes, just the same as it does now, no different.
Yes.
All great sides are built on clean sheets. All great sides. You can only deliver 8 goals like the Liverpools of this world score from a solid background. You can only deliver life from a solid background, never mind football. You've got to have a few ties, you've got to have something concrete behind you to launch yourself into things. It's the same in football.
So eventually then you decided that you would leave Middlesbrough. How did that come about? I mean, leaving your hometown to go just up the road to Sunderland?
I know, that actually, it took the Middlesbrough people a long time to forgive me for that, because Middlesbrough was like Everton, Liverpool, Middlesbrough and Sunderland, Newcastle. It took them a long time to forgive me going to Sunderland. And for a couple of years it was a case of we wouldn't care where you'd gone by as long as you hadn't gone to Sunderland. Wolf used to do this pitch.
Brian, was it a special?
Was it a special? Shut up when I'm talking, man. One of the arts of being interviewed, or being an interviewer, is just delay after you've asked the question, and then you get a lot of answers.
Okay.
All right, and relax, man.
Right. Okay.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
You look older.
Thanks, Brian. You look younger.
Yeah, thanks very much. I'm only kidding.
This was your hometown club, of course. Was it special? Was it special for you to play all these games for your hometown club?
Was it what?
Was it a special time for you playing for your hometown club?
Well, it was the only thing I could do. It was either that or being a messenger boy in the ICI, and I wasn't too keen on that. And I couldn't read very well in those days. To be fair, I'm not too clever now. And I couldn't deliver letters, messenger boys. So I thought, well, God gave me some talent, I might as well try and play football.
Great. And how would you describe it? I mean, that's the Holgate. You've probably ran to that a few times in your time here. How would you describe the feeling of scoring in front of the Holgate?
Same feeling as I got wherever I scored. One of elation.
Right.
And one of pleasure.
Good.
And one of having... they use phrases nowadays called job satisfaction. Now, I didn't know what that meant in my bloody day, but my day was sticking the ball in the net. And I assumed I got job satisfaction.
Great. Okay.
I did it more than most people.
And you scored quite a few goals for Middlesbrough in those days, and maybe a lot of people think you should have won more caps than the 2 that you did for England.
Yeah, I wish I'd have been working for the Football Association. I would have won more.
Do you feel maybe that you were perhaps a little bit too controversial, and maybe that held you back in playing?
I wasn't controversial at all. I was just a wee bit different to them.
Outspoken, maybe?
Well, I wasn't too outspoken, actually, but I was a wee bit different to them.
When you look back at your Middlesbrough days, I mean, there was a lot of goals, and it was a great team. I mean, I'm sure you could name a lot of the players that you played alongside there. You don't need any reminder of the likes of Halliday, Day, Peacock.
Well, Lindy Della Penna comes straight to mind, because I used to work with Lindy, Uglini, Roland Uglini, and Dickie Robinson was centre-half when I first started. And you can keep going and going. When I started to get on a wee bit, it was Alan Peacock, Derek McLean, Billy Day, Holiday on the left. He was an absolute bloody rake from Barnsley. Still is, actually, but nice with it. He got away with it. And good player, actually.
Gotta love Brian Clough, mate. 197 goals, 213 appearances. Don't think there's a better record anywhere than that. It's a shame, because I'm sure Bernie Slaven scored more. And Bernie, we all know Bernie, yeah? We all know Bernie, yeah? Even though he is a Borough legend, but he's not a Brian Clough. 197 goals, 213 games.
Yeah.
Big G, did you want to jump on, mate, and tell us what was going on there? I'm only going to do another 10 minutes because we're up early in the morning, like. But I'll stick it out anyway. Anyone's welcome, actually. But yeah, I don't know if anyone did you hear that bit there where he said about that he met his wife in Ria's cafe. So anyone from Middlesbrough in the 40s or 50s now will remember Ria's cafe next to in off the park, Central Park. It was Chris Ria's cafe, you know, the singer. He's from Middlesbrough and his mum and dad had that cafe. I remember going in it. Now, G.
Hey, old fella, how are we doing?
All right, mate. Were you watching that there?
Yeah, it was. That's why I wasn't commenting, mate. I was just watching documentaries. It was good, that. I actually liked.
Brilliant, any man. Fluffy.
Oh,
Did you know he scored that many goals? 197 in 213.
I didn't at all, if I'm honest.
Did you know he was from Middlesbrough?
Yeah, I knew he was from Borough. But yeah, it was. I like Fluffy, mate. He just told how it was, wasn't he?
Yeah, there's loads of documentaries about him. Like that was like I've got a few of them downloaded. I might play a few more, like in the next couple of weeks or whatever.
No,
so what was happening earlier on, G? What was going on? Like I messed up there, didn't I?
Yeah, well, it wasn't like a notification through YouTube. I just got like a pop-up thing that came up, and it said I tried to copy it actually, but it won't let me copy it. It basically just said, "Have you had any problems moderating on this live channel?" And then there was like about 8 to 10 tick boxes, and it was stuff like, you know, censoring the chat, or there was loads on there, and I was just like, fucking hell! I wonder if anyone else has had this, like, and that's why
Have you seen?
No,
have you
no,
had one of them before?
no, never had one of them before at all.
That's weird because Lou's like a supermod, and you would have thought she would have got one, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen that before. But I messed up, didn't I? I didn't think, like you said in there, 35-year-old bloody fight, and they're taking it down. You know what I mean?
I don't know how long copyrights and licensing stay in place. You know, it's same with music, innit? You know, after a certain length of time, it should become free.
Mm.
But obviously, someone's still got the license on that video, mate.
I can understand if you're making money out of it, but they should, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not making any money out of it, and people are enjoying it. You know what I mean? It's there for everyone to watch.
Yeah,
Why
exactly.
can't you put it on your channel? You know, it's stupid, man.
And that's another thing. You're not monetized anymore, anyway, are you?
You know what's happened there, right? What's happened, G, right? So I set all that. I rushed it at Christmas when I got the 1,000, right? I rushed. When Daryl did it, I thought, no, I'll do it anyway. So, but yeah, it was a right carry on doing it. Honestly, it's not just like a few buttons. It took me like half a day to do, and even then they've got to review it, and that takes a few days. So I thought I'd done everything right, and then I got an email the other day saying that I had 45 days from when I set it up to provide them with everything they needed. And it's something like, you know, when you have to send a photo with it, you have to show all the edges of your passport.
Yeah.
You can't have any fingertips in or anything like that. Well, it's something like that, and they've said I have to send them some more stuff, like better. But they were wanting tax forms and stuff as well. It's like, what the hell?
Oh, right. Well, yeah, it's because of monetization, mate. It'll be government, that part. They have to do it for government.
Yeah, so that's my worst nightmare, mate, anything like that, because all my documents, stuff like that, I mean, yourself, you'll probably have it on your laptop, you know, a little file with everything that you need, all there, ready to go. Well, I haven't. I'm hopeless.
Yeah.
So it's put all my memberships and my monetization on hold. It hasn't took it off. It's just said they're on hold.
That's weird, that.
So I wasn't even like monetized tonight when I was putting that fight on, really, if you think about it. But
Well, that's fucking stupid, man.
All the things going on in the world, you know what I mean?
Stupid Big J.
Say again.
She's piping up tonight. Louise is piping up. We've had a few sherbets and that, you know what I mean?
Right. I was going to say, who's put 50 pence in her?
Not me, man. 50 pence, 50 pence these days, man.
I'm surprised I didn't get any abuse from that statement.
Oh, you will, like.
I'm a bit chilled tonight. I'm tired.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah, we had a late night last night, right? We stocked up. Did you watch the UFC? 5:30, you went to bed. I couldn't stay up any longer for I missed the last two fights, the main fights. Watched all the others.
Oh, I take it you've both been frigging Nana and Grandad napping all day then.
Well, I woke up about 1:30 this afternoon, mate. The dog come down, the dog was sat there cross-legged at the back door.
I'd already been up for that.
No, she had let the dog out. No, we haven't done much today, but that's what all the days are for, aren't they, mate?
Well, there ain't much to do with, like, most of the shops were freaking shut anyway.
I know Easter Sunday is a weird one, isn't it? It's like, it's probably the day of the year, other than like Boxing Day, where everything's shut.
Mm. Yeah. Oh, I did a bit of shopping on Saturday. Spent too much money as always.
Yeah.
But I need to go do a.
Did you figure the JD out with cycling shorts and that, like, did you?
No, just went up to Designer Outlet on the edge of York.
Oh, we've been there, I think. Is it still decent there, like?
It's alright, actually. It's not too bad. I only go, really, for Hugo Boss shop, really.
Did you get some bargains there, or?
You do get a bit of bargains, but it's... yeah, the thing is, it's all, like, stuff that's, like, 2 seasons old. You know, it's clues in its name, isn't it? It's an outlet. It's designer outlet. It's not exactly like flagship stores, is it? So, like, most of the stuff...
Is that what it is? Is that what it is? It's all stuff that's, like, going out of, like, season or whatever?
Yeah, it's, well, I call it seconds. It's like the seconds of the brand, you know what I mean? Whereas if I went to Leeds and went to Hugo Boss in Leeds, they would have all the major stuff, you know, fresh line and whatnot. Whereas, you know, York will probably, you know, be a few seasons behind. They'll never have the most up-to-date stuff in there.
So, I've been to York a few times, yeah. So, where's the next closest, like, city to you? Was it Leeds?
Big city, yeah. I would say Leeds.
Yeah, because my mates I might go to a stag do there next Saturday. I've never been to for a night out in Leeds. Have you?
Oh yeah, loads of times, mate. Don't be freaking going there. Oh, what is it called? Oh, bollocks.
Do they have different like little areas and that? Do they have like
mate.
about a nightclub or something? Or?
Don't go to Greek Street.
Greek Street. What happens there, like?
That's the fucking Batty area, mate.
They'll probably end up there. The lad who's stag do it is like.
Yeah, they'll say you with bald nugget and that's it. They'll be all over you.
They're supposed to be going. I won't be because I hate. If there's one thing I hate, right, it's fancy dress, right? Can't do fancy dress, but apparently they're going in Star Wars gear.
Well, you're going as then Yoda?
Probably, yeah. I won't have to do that. I'll have to go and buy some new clothes, but I haven't been out for a night out like that for a few years now. You know what I mean? Like proper night out. Just don't do it anymore.
Are you staying over, like, or are you just getting training and then doing?
Well, there's a lot. There's 10 of them going on Friday night. They're staying Friday and Saturday night, and then mate who's in Portsmouth. He's got a hotel, like, and he's coming up on Saturday from Portsmouth, so I'll just meet him on the Saturday and come back on the Sunday. But yeah, so where should we go then? Because I don't think any of them have been, are they?
I'm trying to think of other.
There's a lot of students there. Is it a student place?
Yeah, it's quite. It's it's quite cosmopolitan. Is Leeds really, to be fair, and it is a good night out. So usually where I go is I'm trying to think of a fucking massive shopping centre. Trinity.
Trinity.
Yeah. So there's loads of places around there. Gone at days when there used to be days when, like, Insomniacs, we used to take over one at fucking arcades, Victoria Arcade, I think it was. That's not obviously no more. But yeah, Courtyard as well. I think there's like just call it the Courtyard. It's basically about 6 to 8 bars that are all back onto each other, and there's just one massive courtyard in the middle.
So is it the type of place where, like, if you're going out on an afternoon, you could just stay out? Just go out in an afternoon and just stop out? Like, is it busy all day? Or?
Oh no, it'll be busy all day, mate. It's obviously more you get into evening, more busier it gets. But Leeds is always busy. It's just because it's a big town. Big city, sorry.
I keep forgetting you live in York, because York's a bit of a party place, isn't it? Like for the stag do's and all that.
Oh, we call it a little fucking Blackpool, man. It's bloody. It's just full of stag.
I remember any of the pub, but we were there a few years ago for another stag do. It was good, like, but can't remember much about it, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a good crack, but again, we've obviously, if you've been in York, you know where the bridge is, the Ouse Bridge. So we call, like, before you go over the bridge, if you're coming from the train station, we call that like the dark side. That's basically where all your young whippersnappers, and that's where all bother happens. But if you go over the bridge and go towards Stonegate, that's like posh side of town.
I remember that. Like, funny. It's a fortune for a night out. A decent night out now. Jesus.
Oh, you can blow £100 easy in no time at all.
It's a lad who I work with, right? Went to the Premier League darts. They go all around the country, don't they?
Yeah.
So he was at Newcastle a couple of weeks ago, and so he went for his birthday, and about 5 of them went to something. He went to the bar, and all they sold was 2 pints, 2 pint glasses, like plastic. It was in like 2 pints, and for 5 of them, it was £92 for every time they went to the bar. £92 for 5 2-pinters. Work that one out, mate. It was about 15 quid or something for a 2-pint thing.
For like you mean like a Steiner? A Steiner?
Yeah, but it was just a one. The company had 2 pint glasses, like plastic glasses.
Right.
I've seen the pint and a half ones at the match and whatever. Well, these were 2 pint ones, he said. But so you probably spill half of it before you even get to sit down. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell, it'll end up flat as a fart as well.
Shocking, innit? But I remember when we went to York, though, and it was like, you need a couple of £100, man, for a day out.
Yeah, it is expensive, isn't it? But the good thing is that everything's walkable. You know what I mean? It's once you know city, it's piece of piss to get round, really.
It's just like you have all your people shopping and all that, don't you? And you're mixing, you're walking, groups of lads are walking through people who are going out shopping and that,
Yeah. Yeah, most of the shopping now is either at Monk's Cross, or Vanguard, as we call it, or the designer outlet, McCarthy Glen. Don't get me wrong.
I'll speak to you like a bit more this week about Leeds, and you can tell us a bit more about it. Because I don't know if any of them have been either.
Yeah. Like I say, if you're ever in York, man, gives a buzz and we'll have a night out.
Yeah, man, because you're going to teach me this thing, aren't you? That's going to make me loads of money in that, where I just sit on my ass all day, computer.
Oh yeah, well you got to put the effort in, like, you know what I mean.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I can teach you what to do, man. It's not a problem. Like I say, especially at North East, mate. Well, the sector, business intelligence, they call it. There's loads of jobs in North East, mate. Loads.
Is it? You wouldn't believe it. Did I tell you about my son went for had an interview, that Zoom call where he had 15 people on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, he's been offered the job, right? You'll never guess what it's to do. It's only to do acros and DBS checks.
Oh no!
Honestly, he said to me, "Oh, it's to do this thing called an acro." I was like, "No way, you kidding me?" He goes, "What is it like?" I said, "Oh, I'm an acro specialist, DBS." He goes, "DBS as well." So he's got to like vet people, you know. He's got to go back like 15 years or something and find out what they've been doing and everything.
I don't you be fucking telling him to find other people's acros, mate, 'cause it's all traceable.
I'll be the man on YouTube. I'll be like, "Yeah, how much do you want an acro? How much you going to give us for this acro?" You'll be able to retire, man, after a few weeks. He'll get the sack, but we'll have made somebody out of it.
I'm ironic that fucking acro on DBS's.
Mad that, innit?
But he just won't be doing it for that, you know, for coppers around like that. He'll be doing it for, I assume, for army.
Yeah, for all everything, I think. Yeah.
You know, it's any public service really.
Yeah. So you off tomorrow as well, like?
Yeah, I've had a nice long weekend again. So off tomorrow. Finish off doing housework, get a big shop done. So I take it shops are open tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I think tomorrow's a big day, like shopping wise, isn't it? Like,
I know.
you know what? Back in the day, tonight was one of the biggest nights of the year, like the Sunday bank holidays. It was an all-day session, especially in this one, because the weather's usually picking up. But the end of May is another one, isn't it?
Well, we've got King's Coronation coming up that's on 6th of May as well, isn't it?
Oh yeah. That's on a Saturday, that.
Yeah, but you still get the Monday off as bank holiday, don't you? I think something like that.
Oh, normal companies do. We don't. We got told we're not getting anything for it. It's like, but just the skin flint anyway. So, but we got a letter saying we're getting out for that.
That's heavy, that, man. Fucking hell.
It's down to the discretion of the company, you know what I mean? And we're not getting a pay rise as well. Shocking,
aren't they willing to pay you fucking double time then for it being a bank holiday?
No, it's just part of your shift. Honestly, it's just part of your shift.
That's all right.
Bank holidays don't mean anything. Don't mean anything anymore. Remember back in the day when, like, if you worked a bank holiday, you got like treble time and a day in lieu and all that.
Yeah. Well, that's I won't work bank holidays unless they meet my terms, mate. Which is usually
laughing there when I said a day in lieu. She was like, "Ooh."
But yeah, I would historically I would usually work a bank holiday, only to either, like you say, get double or triple pay.
Yeah, exactly, man. You should. It just doesn't mean anything anymore, man. Honestly, fucking shocking. I remember some of the people, some ICI, the big chemical. I mean, she closed down now, but it was what half of Borough was built on, the chemical works and that.
Yeah.
But even when I left school, there was still the place to work was ICI. You know what I mean? You had big wages of that. And you used to finish at 1 o'clock on a Friday and shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's all gone now, man.
Don't you have Clipper up there as well? Clipper lighters.
You know what? I go past the Clipper factory on the way to work every day, but I don't think it's anything to do with Clipper, right? You know what it is? It's because I did ask that question. It's got a massive. the place is massive, right?
Yeah, it is.
It's
Yeah,
got a big. Have you seen it on the A19? It's got a big clipper sitting outside, right? You can see for miles.
yeah, big white
Apparently,
building with Clipper sign on it.
yeah, you know what it is though. Apparently, it's a warehouse for clothes where they get all the tags on them and stuff like that before they go to shops.
Are you joking?
What it
I
is.
thought it was
That's
fucking
what it
Clipper
is.
lighters.
I know. I did it first time, but no. Because right next door to it, on the same industrial estate, is used to be Samsung. Years ago, Samsung moved their plant in England. Was there? It was the biggest, made the microwaves and everything there, and that shut down. But now the police transport headquarters are there now. You know where all the what they call them? What they call them? The police, traffic police, interceptors. They're all there. You know all the
Oh,
road
yeah, yeah.
traffic. They're all based there now. But yeah, that Clipper thing. Well, have you gone past it, like, gee?
Yeah, well, I went for a couple of jobs up north. Two in Durham actually, and one in and three in Newcastle. So I was going to work up there for a bit. But yeah, it's and plus my ex's some of her family lived up that way as well. So yeah,
when you went to Scotland, did you go up the A19 or the A1?
No, A1, mate.
Did you go past the Angel of the North?
No.
Have you seen that Angel of the North, mate? Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it's when you go A1, you go past Richmond, and then you're on to A66.
Yeah.
That's major link road, isn't it, for England to Scotland, really. Now, I would have gone other way, but the speed cameras all over the place on the A19 up to Scotland. That's why I never use that way.
So you went to the west. Did you go to the west coast?
Yeah, started off at the west coast. Went to a place called Stronian. It's near. You had to get a ferry as well over. But it's near Ben Nevis, Auburn. It's near Auburn. So we had a couple of days there, and then we went to a place called Crieff, which is near Stirling and near Perth, central Scotland, basically. It's in between Glasgow and Edinburgh, but like a little bit further up.
Yeah.
And then nipped to Dunfermline for a Thai massage. There was no happy ending on that though.
What's one of them then? What's that entail?
Honestly, she was fucking I'm not kidding you. This little fucking Thai bird, man, kicked the fucking shit out of me.
Is it one of them where they do chop suey on your back, plate?
No, she. I've never been. This was the first time I've ever been for a Thai massage. So I was laid on freaking massaging table, face first, and she's like, "All right, we'll start off on your legs." So all right, then fair enough, crack away. But anyway, when I turned on my stomach and like she was massaging my back, she got up onto the fucking bed. I thought, what's going off here? What's going off here? And she's actually got a full body weight, her knees on back of my legs, right? Her hands on my thingy, on my back. And she's literally just kicking shit out of me. She was like cracking my back and everything. I was just like, don't get me wrong, it was nice. But the amount of bruises I walked away with, unbelievable.
I'm surprised you didn't ask for a meal to do it, Big G.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
50 pence in there.
Yeah, I was going to say, she's piped up now, hasn't she?
I bet you were gutted when she was female.
I was hoping for a fucking happy ending.
So what did you know what to expect then? You had one before then, or
I've had normal.
what did it say? What's it say in the description of this Thai massage?
She said I asked her what's the difference, and she said it's between the Swedish massage and kind of like a sports massage. Well, when I was going to gym lots, I used to always get a sports massage all the time. And they're like the most brutal ones because they just concentrate on one spot. You know, if you've got a bad shoulder, you'll just have an hour session on your bad shoulder, basically. But yeah, what she was doing was like, she got hot stones out, right? And I thought they just placed them on you, or like rubbed them fucking gently on you. She put two on my back, right? And I'm not kidding you. She put her hands over them, and it was like she just punched these fucking stones in my back. I was just like, you motherfucker. I felt like turning over and taking her head off. It fucking hurt.
So what was this? How long was this for then? An hour?
90 minutes.
90. What did that set you back?
Well, it was a couples one, so I 140 quid.
Was it?
Yeah, if I went anywhere else, like a proper spa thing, honestly, it would have been about 250.
Oh, so this was a little back street one, was it? Like one of them?
Yeah. Well, I'd say backstreet. It was official, but it wasn't. You know, there was official business. There wasn't no.
Yeah, but
it wasn't a brothel. That's what I'm getting at. It wasn't a brothel. There was no extras in this place.
Did you not go in with like a 20 behind your ear, rolled up behind your ear?
No, I didn't actually.
What did you plan on doing with that, or was it that a last minute thing that getting this massage?
No, I planned on doing that actually. Like I say, my back's been killing me for ages, so I thought, whilst I'm up here, I'll just get it done.
So do you recommend it then? Did it do you any good?
Oh yeah, definitely. If whilst you're away, go get a massage, mate. Brilliant.
I want to see one of them. I want one of them chiropractors, you know, where they get hold of your neck and work out and then click your neck. I want to get one of them because my neck's always feels like.
I've been searching for one for ages, man. I don't know. Do you ever watch it on YouTube? There's they're big in America, aren't they? Basically, where they're people like just obsess over like cracking bones. But yeah, there's some big ones in America. I would love to get it done.
Oh no, but like, doesn't it look scary though? Because you don't mess about with your neck, really, do you?
No, fuck that, man. Just get it done.
You actually hear your neck click, don't you? Like when you see it getting done and that, you hear like clicking your neck. But the record that it's like instant, you know, like instant. You could feel it straight away. Everything loosens up and that, which I can imagine. But I've always been wary about getting it done. You know what I mean?
You know, they're not going to paralyze you, mate. You know, at the end of the day, because they'll end up having to pay shitloads of money.
Well, exactly, that's it, innit? But I'd probably be the one person who would get paralysed, you know what I mean? I'd go in there and I'd come out in a bloody wheelchair or something.
Well, don't worry, you got Lou there. She'll wipe your ass for you, mate.
I can see a shot coming up now, Ben, tomorrow with Big G. I'll clip him.
Piss off.
10 Lou likes that, a happy ending. 10 Lou likes that one.
So you still don't know where you're off, Len?
No, mate. You know what? Like I say, I wouldn't have even had to twist her arm. She did say tonight to me and the little, and she said, "Do you want me to tell you?" And little said, "Yeah." And I said, "No. I want to get in the car and just work it out for myself." But apparently, I don't have to take my speedos. And that's about all I know.
Is it in UK or are you going abroad, Lou?
No, it's drivable. We're driving out.
You're driving.
We're driving. It's only for 2 nights. So, and we're taking the dog So there's a big clue for you in it, and I've been trying to work it out. So we're taking the dog.
Well, hopefully it might be, like I say, it might be Scotland, might be Cumbria. Either way, mate,
Did you
it's
have
a
a
break.
good birthday? We all had Big J.
You know, I did have a good birthday. Not with a lad, though.
Hey, God.
You're such a get, Lou.
No, she is like she could have taken the chance, man.
She don't let up with it, though. She keeps on going and going. She's been like this for about a month and a half.
Did they
Oh, yeah, you're not innocent, Big J. Man.
You know, just all banter, man.
Like I say, mate, it's just a break, innit? Nice to get away for a bit, man.
Oh, yeah, man, yeah.
Switch your phone off. Switch your phone off and just have a nice chilled out time.
Switch your phone off. Don't know about that. It's going to be the hardest thing, isn't it? No, actually, I said, right, we'll leave our phones here then. I think that was a step too far, leaving your phone here, you know what I mean?
Lou would be lost with that.
You turned yours off, didn't you? You had a break, didn't you? You turned your YouTube off, didn't you?
Yeah, I turned everything off, mate. I was just like, I'm away. I am away. Fuck that. No one's contacting me and ruining my break.
Yeah,
Not a chance.
Yeah, it's been a bit mad again today, Nick. Did you were in John Smith's earlier on?
No, I popped in for about 5-10 minutes when he was walking about town.
Oh, you didn't see the one tonight?
No, I ain't seen one tonight. I know he had a few in there. And why? What kicked off like?
200 he had at one point.
Oh, I'll have to. I might. Well, YouTube was out and would have probably clipped it up, mate. So I'll probably catch up off that.
Mate, we watched it for about half an hour. He got palm bombed about 5 times. He wasn't bothered. He wasn't bothered, man, honestly. But at the same time, the girls were on. They had shuffling on the panel. We're all like, you know what I mean? They were just. You could see what was happening, but he wasn't bothered, John. Like.
Yeah.
He was sort of asking for it, really. You know what I mean? But yeah, we just. I've come to learn now that it's just do your own thing. You know what I mean? I'm just doing my own thing now.
Like I say, I keep I was all drowning, mate. I can't be arsed with it.
I think a lot of people like that now, though, aren't they? You've got to get sick of it, haven't you? It's the same shit, man.
Hey, man, kick me and let me come back on, because my freaking speaker's playing fuck. I don't know if it's my battery in my phone.
Go on then, mate. I'll kick you off. Yeah, man. I'm just glad when we put that boxing on there. Obviously, good fight in that. But I think we had about 15 people in. It's just we were sat here watching John Smith. I like John, but it's the same banter, isn't it? And like I was going to do this live last night with the boxing and that, but I'll be honest, like I was put off with just because without drama, you're not going to get big numbers, but it doesn't matter about the numbers anymore now.
That's better.
Doing me bit.
Honestly, man, StreamYard just knocks fuck out your phone.
Oh, it does. Like you go saying that, like you were the one person who very rarely has any problems with your phone and your mic and all that, do you, when you go on StreamYard?
Yeah, I do need a new one. Like, I've been eyeing a new phone up for a bit. I've had this one for like 4 or 5 years, man. So
will you buy a new phone, G, or will you get a contract? Will you get it in a contract?
I'll just get it as a contract. I was hoping that work were going to give me a work phone, and then I was just like, because of all restrictions, like with TikTok and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because you can't have them on work phones anymore. So I don't know what it's like for YouTube and stuff, but I thought, no, fuck this. I'll just go get a new phone.
So are you an Android or iPhone?
Oh, Android, mate. I'll never have an iPhone in all my life. Not a
Yeah.
chance.
I had one iPhone, mate, and I'd had Android all the time, right, since day one, and like I got an iPhone for a year. Oh, I hated it, man. Hated it. But there's people who swear by them. You know, my brother, he's like swears by them, like and he's well into his tech stuff and that. But they wasted on me anyway. For because
There's benefits.
Go on, G.
There's benefits to either one, mate. The thing is with iPhones, from an integration point of view. So, like, let's say your car, for example, got Bluetooth in it to your car or plugging it in your car. iPhones integrate with everything straight off the bat. You know, you just have to plug in and play. What I don't like about iPhones is that everything is when it comes down to like licensing and stuff like that. You know, with apps and stuff. You either have to pay a heavy license fee or you can't install certain apps. Whereas Android, you can basically install whatever you fucking want.
Yeah. That's where I found. Yeah, that's what I know, and I don't know much, but that's where I found a lot easier, like with Android. You don't have to go through Apple basically, do you, for everything?
Yeah, exactly that.
Yeah, but I mean, what are they up to now on the iPhones? iPhone 13 or something?
14, I think they're up to now, aren't they?
And like they're about $1,000. I mean, I was saying, Louise, like, does anyone actually go out and buy a phone? You know, who's going to go out and have £1,000 to go and buy a new phone?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It is, isn't it? You know what? There's on this parade of shops near where I live, right, G, there's a pizza shop, a bakery, a couple of hairdressers, right? But one of the shops has just closed down, and a phone shop's just appeared there. This brand spanking new, you know, the Asians, like, and it's like, I mean, to look at it looks smart as, you know, but I'll never see anyone in there. And like, I think they're all just laundering money in that phone shops.
Probably are, mate, to be fair. You know, end of the day, it gives them a front, doesn't it?
Because I mean, how many times have you went in and got a phone repaired in one of them shops or anything? You don't, do you? And like, even when you do, it's only like a tenner or 20 quid or something. But they're everywhere, man.
It depends if you break your screen and stuff like that. If you've got kids, and you know what kids are like with mobile phones, mate, they fucking break them. I think I've fixed Benn's 3 of the screens, £8 a time for the fucking screens.
Yeah. It is like, but so what? I've got this tablet I bought, right? And I caught a bit of flavours this morning. Me and Louise were laid in bed and we had flavours on. And I've got the same tablet as him, Samsung A8, I think it is.
Yeah.
And it was 250 quid. It's the latest one that they had out this range, you know what I mean? And I got it because Flavours have got one which might not be the best idea, you know what I mean? But Brainley was saying this morning, he was saying, because Louise was in the chat, he was saying, tell Moon that he's got to look into this because we do loads of stuff that I don't know about. I haven't even read the instructions or anything. I've just put it on now. All I use is YouTube and that's it. So I probably use 2% of what it does, you know.
End of the day, mate, tablet's just a computer. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's just a laptop without a keyboard.
Yeah.
And you can get keyboards for tablets now as well. You know, so you're just essentially making it into a little laptop.
Yeah, I like it, but like I say, I'm not getting a brand new phone would be wasted on me because I wouldn't use that. I wouldn't use most of the things that it does, you know.
Yeah, bring back the Nokia 3310s.
Oh yeah, remember them, mate. Yeah. I think they'll be bringing them because there was a time when it was all about phones that were massive when they first came out, and it was about see how small they can get them, wasn't it? And everyone had these tiny little phones like that with flips, and then there were the flip ones, and now they're just back to like. I mean, the smart, like skinny. I've got a Huawei.
Hey, now we're on with the Huawei, mate.
Are they decent? Like, I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me. I bought it off someone, but I've had it for a few years.
They're just basically like a Samsung, but they're made in China, mate. That's essentially one's South Korean and one's Chinese.
So what happened to Nokia? What happened to Nokia? Because
they didn't adapt quick enough, mate. One of my first jobs actually after my window cleaning, I used to work for a company that we used to rent mobile phones and satellite phones to businesses. This is before obviously mobile phones became like mainstream. But yeah, they just didn't adapt quick enough. They didn't. They thought they could. All the businesses were going to like smartphones and stuff like that, and Nokia thought they could just do whatever the norm basically. So yeah, they just didn't adapt quick enough.
Motorola as well, because Motorola were big on the phones when they first come out, and then they just went. You don't see a Motorola anywhere now, yeah.
Yeah, most of them now, like Motorola, don't they have something to do with trains now? They do a lot with trains and stuff.
Yeah, but all the big companies. I mean, even when the first phones come out, I bet you were with Orange. I was with everyone was with Orange. You know, they're with the company to be with, and then but I think they're merged, didn't they? They're merged with.
They did merge. Who did they merge? Was it with Three?
It could be. Yeah, I've been on their contract as well, Three, because I remember when they come out. They were the first ones to do video calls and that, you know, the technology for that, but it didn't work very well because I had one of their phones where they were the first ones to show Premiership goals first on a Saturday, and they were the first ones to do video calls, but it very rarely worked because they hadn't really brought the technology out too fast. You know what I mean?
It's like I say, I've always been with O2, mate. Even when when there was Cellnet.
Oh yeah, I remember them Cellnet, yeah.
Because Cellnet own all of the mobile phone network, but they just rent out spaces to other businesses. It's like if you've got a Sky mobile phone, you're on O2.
Right. Have you got Sky in your house? Have you got this? What's this Sky Glass we've got now? But they're bringing these new tellies out now with Sky built in them, aren't they? So does that mean they're doing away with dishes?
Yeah, they want to. Everything's just going to go via internet eventually. So glass is basically
is Sky Glass like the new thing? Is it?
Yeah, that's just built. You basically you buy the TV off them, or you rent the TV off them, or like a mobile phone, you get a contract, you pay the subscription, and you pay the TV off gradually. But essentially, it's Sky built in.
How much is that then?
Yeah, because we've got Sky. Have we got Sky? We've still got a dish.
I think the last time I priced it up.
We've still got a dish, right, G? But we've this new Fire Stick that we've got. Obviously, it's been like programmed and all that. But that goes through Sky Glass when we put the Fire Stick on. That's the thing, Sky Glass.
Oh, that's weird.
I know, yeah, because I thought that's why they were trying to do away with these Fire Sticks. I thought that's what they were inventing this for, the technology, you know, so people could stop these Fire Sticks.
Right, I'm wondering if that's the reason why. Because all it got, you just plug it into an HDMI point, aren't you, with a Fire Stick?
Yeah.
It goes into back at TV. So that actually might be the software that you are doing to get like free TV. It's using a Sky Glass connection. So you're not on Sky Glass. It's actually the person that is streaming you know, the program or whatever is on Sky Glass.
Right.
So you're
These
still on
people,
the dish, essentially.
yeah, like I've heard this like mentioned a lot IPTV. Is this part of it? Is this like the Fire Stick thing? Is this what? Because there's Cody as well, isn't there? It used to be Cody back in the day.
Yeah, I used to have Cody. Cody's a bit of a pain in the ass to maintain, because you've got to do the install yourself, and you've got to do all the updates all yourself, as well. And soon as stuff gets shut down, then you have to keep like updating it with new apps to, or tell Cody to, you know, download the necessary apps. With IPTV, it's more stable, basically. Most of them that broadcast, when it comes down to IPTV, are from states or countries where our government and the US government have no control over. So most of them will be using, like, let's say Russia, for example, or China or Saudi Arabia, and that's why they're quite stable. Because if US government or UK government said, "Oh, we need to switch off this streaming service," they can't, because they'll just go to Russia or China and say, "Can you
Yeah,
switch?"
that's what we've had to do a couple of times. You know, when ours has gone off and we've rang the bloke up, he's given us a code and it said something like that, Russia. It's come up as Russia or Germany or something daft like that. We've like up to it. Oh, it's really great.
Because Russia or China will just go, "Well, fuck you." Nah, you know. Like I say, most of them I've come across it, where the stream from or where the servers are, what the bounce off is like Saudi Arabia.
So do you think Fire Stick? The Fire Stick is just like a tool, isn't it, for you to put everything on? Because obviously,
it's just a USB stick, basically.
Yeah, but everyone must know that the Fire Stick that's all it's used for, basically, isn't it? For people to do dodgy stuff on it now. I mean, that's what they must be making all the money from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the worst companies are BT and Sky. So if your provider is either BT or Sky for your internet or telephone line, because they can't obviously tell these countries to switch the services off, what they'll do is these companies is monitor how much data you are using through the line, and if you're using shed loads, they'll probably just turn around and go, "Well, actually, he's more than likely going to be using a dodgy box."
That's what I'm saying. So if there wasn't a Fire Stick, what would we be using now?
If they want a Fire Sticks, well,
the Fire Sticks are just making it easy, aren't they? Because they're that easy, they're that small, aren't they? Because all the boxes I've had have been like size of like a CD, you know, and like big crap, to be honest. Seems like the Fire Stick is the one, you know what I mean? It's the boyo.
Well, it's cheap as well, man. What is it for a Fire Stick now? 30, 40 quid?
Yeah, but a couple of times a year, they're always on offer, like half price, and everyone buys it then.
Yeah, and then you pay a guy. Well, you don't even have to pay a guy. You can download coding yourself. You know, whereas a dodgy box, you have to obviously pay for the box, which is probably around about 80 quid. Then you pay a guy a one-off fee of, like, say, off Facebook or something for like 70 quid for a full year. But either way, it's cheaper than paying fucking Sky, isn't it? Like, I've got Sky at the moment, and I'm paying what?
The thing is, right, it's still like, I know people, right, who I don't think the percentage of people who've got these dodgy Fire Sticks, I think there's still millions and millions of people who haven't got them, you know what I mean? And they're still paying hundreds of pounds for Sky every month.
Yeah, well, I'm paying 50 quid a month for Sky, and I don't even get all the channels.
Bad, innit? I mean, I can remember paying £30 when Sky first come out. I was paying £30 a month, and that was for all the sport and everything. But they used to, but the way the best way to describe it, they used to say is, oh, well, even if it's gone up to £50, it's like a night out, and you spend that on a night out, whereas you're getting all this entertainment for a month off Sky. You know what I mean? But they're still ripping you off, aren't they?
Oh yeah, completely. You know, it's. I think for all the channels on the Sky subscription, if you wanted all of them, I think it's something like £130 a month.
Shocking now. I see do you pay your TV license, Stu?
I do, but only because of the job that I've got. Otherwise, I won't fucking bother.
I seen somewhere in the chat today, because I pay my monthly, so I don't even know how much they are, but I seen someone in the chat say today it's going up to £172 a year.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
That is shocking, that.
Yeah, but I just can't be
That's a bill, isn't it? That's a big bill, that's like some people's car insurance for a year for a fucking TV license.
End of the day, you don't need one, really. And it's not even written into law. You know, if someone came around to your house, let's say you didn't pay it, Mill, you'll get warning letters saying, oh, pay this bill. And then you'll end up with a dude coming from Capita, which is the third party interloper. They'll come around knocking at your door saying, oh, we've seen that you got a broadcasting aerial. Can we come and check that you're not streaming or having live TV? And you just turn around to them and go, no, you're not coming in. Because they can't force entry. So you just basically, if you're willing to ride out the fucking warning letters and all that shit, and don't let them into your house, they can't do a fucking thing. And you can do whatever you want.
This is a part of the law that I'd love to know everything about. You know, these debt. You know when you've got a bit of debt.
Hey, I'm gonna have to jump again and come back on because my speaker's going again. 1 sec.
All right. Yes, I've got any debt experts out there, because like I'm not saying I'm in loads of debt or anything, but I have been back in the day. But is it what I've learned from it all is that debt's like the worst ones are mobile phone contracts. If you don't pay them, they chase you for years and years. And through my experience is they're allowed. They can send you as many letters as they want and saying threatening this and threatening that. But what I learned is that if it goes past 6 years, I think it was, if they've been chasing you for 6 years and they haven't managed to get the money off you, or if you haven't paid anything to them at all for 6 years, it's they don't. You're not bound to pay them. You don't have to pay them. There's a word for it. Statue something. G might know, or someone else might know. There you go, mate. Statue barred, I think it's called. Statue barred. But man, Liam, by the way, mate, Teesside Airport is called Durham and Teesside Airport, mate, near Darlington. It nearly went out of business, but it has come back, and they are getting more routes there now, all over, mainly Europe, though. Did you hear any of that, mate, about that? About have you heard of the phrase "statue barred"?
Yes. Yeah, you're right. After about 5 or 6 years, basically the debt becomes null and void, and you can't claim for them from it. Well, they can't claim from you after that length of time. Like I say, if you're willing to ride that out for 5 to 6 years, mate, then don't pay your TV license.
I did, and because I tell you, who was chasing me about 10 years ago? Abbey National, right? I mean, Abbey National haven't even been a thing. They got took over, didn't they, by Santander?
Yeah.
But I left Abbey National and I had an overdraft of about £500, right? And when they found out, I moved and I applied for was an Argos card or something. I went to pay. I was going to get a PlayStation, son, and they asked me in the shop whether I wanted to get an Argos card where I could pay it off over so many months interest free. So I said, yeah. And I applied for it, right? They turned me down. And then I started getting all these letters weeks later off all these companies saying I owed them money. Like, and that's what it was. It was because my name had gone on the system with a new address and it alerted everyone.
Yeah, it's different with a bank, mate. A bank is basically they are all linked together. So if you've got basically they can fuck up your credit rating.
Yeah, that's what it is, isn't it? Yeah.
But again, if you're always paying for shit in cash, then don't worry about that. But if you ever want credit on like a credit card or whatever, you can go swivel basically.
That too bad thing, I'd never even heard of that phrase, right, till years ago. And I was getting all these things and I looked it up on the internet. This phrase kept coming up, statute bad, and when I looked into it, it was that like 6 years. But if say after 3 years I paid £5, even £5 off it, right, and then stop paying it again, then 6 years starts again from you paying that £5.
Yeah, it's something. It's like it's not the same, but it is linked. When you get blacklisted, when when you file for bankruptcy.
Yeah.
That's
another thing, though, isn't it? That they were going through a phase years ago where loads of people were just going bankrupt and like thinking that was the way out. That was the way to start again. But surely it can't be that easy. It's got to fuck you up, hasn't it?
The other thing is, mate, after a certain length of time, you do realise the banks don't give a shit. Well, let's say you're in debt with a bank and you haven't paid it off for let's say a year, and they've lost all communication with you. What the bank do is they sell it on to a debt company.
Yeah.
Now, once they've sold it onto that debt company, which they'll get
pennies as well. For pennies, I know that as well. For now, and they chase you up after that, don't they?
Exactly.
Companies chase you up, but I know that when I looked into it, I found out that say £1,000 debt, they might pay like £100 for that debt or something. For Abbey National just to wipe it off the books. Get something back for it. Like honestly, the hassle they give you, they were ringing me up all the time. I was like,
well, they're just threatening basically to get you to pay. Because again, once you've never signed a contract with them. You've signed a contract with the bank, but you've never signed it with the debt company. So this is why they always come round to you. It's intimidation tactics, and again, you just do the same thing. If you ever come across, like, I think one of the biggest ones is called Marsden's. If you ever have them at your door, just don't let them in. They'll say, oh, they've got court warrants and stuff like that. They haven't, actually. They've signed their own warrants because a judge cannot sign off one of these warrants because it's a civil matter. If they do sign off on a warrant, they are liable because at the end of the day they're there to uphold common law and not civil law.
I remember the one time I did answer to one of them, right? I thought, I'm fucking sick of this, right? They were ringing me up all the time. It was for about £500 debt or something, right? So I just answered the phone to them once, and you know what? They were so nice to me on the phone, right? They were like, well, because I'd actually answered, and they must be used to just people just blanking them or giving them shit. And I'd answered. They were that nice to us, but they had me on the phone for about an hour. They wanted to know everything, what I got paid, how much, what I paid out. And they're not even entitled to that, are they?
No, you just don't tell them now. The best thing to do, mate, is never pick up a phone. It's like with these scammers, you get from India and stuff like that. The worst thing you can do is pick up that phone. Because if you just, like say on a Samsung, you get a warning up saying spam, telephone number or whatever. Yeah. But as soon as you pick it up, they know that that's a live line. So they'll just keep peppering you all the time. Because they know that there's, somebody else is on the end of that phone.
So what things do you have to pay, G, or you're going to get in trouble? You have to pay council tax, don't you? You can go to prison
Council
for that,
tax.
can't you?
Yeah, again, that's debatable. It's very
Is it?
muddy.
I thought
Yeah.
you could go to prison for not paying your council tax.
You can, but this is where you have to be extremely fucking careful with what you say, because soon as you agree to something or put your name to something, then it's a binding contract. It's all to do with contracts, mate.
Yeah.
You know, when you get first, let's say you moved into a new house, yeah. The first letter that you'll get from a council tax place, it'll say the occupier.
Yeah.
On that letter. And the reason why it says occupier is because they're trying to negotiate a contract with you.
Right. Negotiate. That's a word. That's a mad word for the council tax. Like I wouldn't have associated them two words. Like.
Yeah, they're trying to put you into a contract. So obviously, what you normally would do, people do this without thinking. They'll say, "Oh, it's council tax. I'll fill out this form. I'll put my name onto it." Soon as you've done that, that's a contract. You've now got a contract with them. So then you have to pay.
Yeah, that's it. And it's signing your name, man, isn't it? Like sign your life away. I sign my name to so many things, like daily at work, and you just don't know what you're signing.
It's very complex. Like I say, it goes back. When it comes down to the law and shit, you know, it all goes back down to the Magna Carta. I don't know if you've ever looked into all this shit before.
Yeah, I've heard of that, but I don't know. I didn't know it's anything like what it's to do with it.
Well, obviously you get common law, yeah. The acts of Parliament, statutes and acts. That's actually maritime law. That's law of the sea.
Is it? Sorry, mate, I'm just reading first in, last out there. He seems to be clued up on a few things. Obviously, the worst thing it does is your credit rating, and it fucks your credit rating up, doesn't it? Basically, all these little debts.
And that's why I said, you know, about Magna Carta. It was all to do with like the Black Plague and stuff. Have you ever noticed on a financial bill that anything to do with financial, your name's always in capitals?
Is it?
Always.
Oh, little things like that, like you just don't notice, do you?
And the reason why it's you know, birth certificates, death certificates, they're always in capitals. And the reason why they do that is because when you are born, you essentially get a pseudonym. Well, not pseudonym. Sorry, that's probably the wrong word. I don't know the word for it, but basically, you get a debt and credit, and that goes against this name.
One of the biggest things about the law is biggest examples is the banks when they got done for bank charges and that charging you, and it was illegal, wasn't it, in the end? And these companies made a fortune out of it, didn't they? Getting your money back off you for getting your money back from the banks.
Yeah, that was to do with insurance protection.
Wasn't that a small print mistake in the small print or something where somebody had like looked into it and found that there was a mistake there or something?
It was basically to do with them. So let's say you went for a mortgage, yeah?
Yeah.
Or no, let's say a loan or whatever. Now, it didn't matter if you was earning 20 grand a year, 30 grand a year, or whatever. The bank would always put on a payment protection insurance against you.
PPI, wasn't it?
Yeah. Now, that insurance will obviously, it wasn't needed because you could cover that debt.
Yeah. Mate, I had first-hand experience of that. I had a £20,000 loan, right, from Barclays, right? I went into a branch. I sat down with an advisor. I told them, I said, I'm selling my house. it's going through in 2 months, but I need a lump sum now because I was getting loads of hassle off debt collectors and stuff, right? So I told them everything. I was straight up. I said, my house is sold. It's going through. I've got 30 grand collateral in it. But I need 20 grand now. So they said, oh yeah, we'll give you 20 grand now. They even said to me, take it out over 10 years because payments will be less, right? Even though I said I want to pay the whole lot off in 3 months. They said, oh yeah, but take it out over 10 years, which I did, right? They didn't tell me about the PPI, right? So when my house got sold, I told the solicitor to the money that I was going to get. I said, take 20 grand out of that, or it might be 20 grand 500, you know, the Barclays fee for lending it, right?
Yeah.
And you know what? I got a phone call when just before my house went through, and it was off the solicitor, and he said, Barclays want 25 grand off you. I said, fucking 25 grand. It was only 3 months after I'd lent it. I did everything I said I was going to do. But they said, if you don't pay this 25 grand, the sale of your house won't go through. So I had to pay it, right? And I had to fight them. And I fought them for about 3 years to get that 5 grand back. And that was to put the whole PPI on right at the start of the loan. That's what they do.
Yeah. Cheeky twats, man. Honestly, banks, wankers.
Mate, I was fucking fuming. Absolutely fuming. But that's what they do. They put, because they told me to take it out over 10 years, right? So they put 10 years worth of PPI on, but they didn't tell me that I'd have to pay that whole 10 years PPI when I paid it back in 3 months. And it went to court and everything, you know, they got tapes out of, it was all recorded when they sold me it, and they were in the wrong. They got caught, basically, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's
Horrible,
basically what they did for mis-selling these pointless insurances which people didn't need.
Yeah. It's like you always say, don't read the small print and that, but does anyone read?
Who's got time to fucking, unless you're a solicitor or a contracts fucking solicitor, who's going to read through all that small print?
That's why they give you loads of small print, so you don't read through it.
Yeah.
And there'll be something in there where they'll just fall straight back and say, oh, well, you signed it, it says there, you haven't read it. Yeah. It's probably better, like, my credit rate isn't great, but I don't have credit, which suits me, you know what I mean? Well, apart from Louise, she's a credit. She's just kicking me there.
Yeah. I've just seen what she's been writing in chat, actually. Kick her in fanny for me.
See what she writing.
Yeah.
I haven't worn out the chat for ages.
For ages.
There's Paul the Hat there giving us that. Cheers for that there, Paul the Hat. Whoever Dave Cole is from Birmingham. You know, Kira's on fire tonight. Kira chipping in there. Slim's still here.
But there's like, honestly, mate, there's loads of YouTube videos on it. I used to like watch them all.
Yeah, he is like that.
That explains all like the nuts and crannies, and I'm thinking to myself, how the fuck are you meant to know all this shit? Because there's actually, you know, teams that, you know, that people that are getting threatened and stuff, they'll go around these communities and help them out with like the legalities of it. You know, when like let's say the water board come round to your house, or reading meters and all that shit. Same with debt and debt collectors. I used to watch loads of them.
Well, the Channel 4, they're like, what is it? Pay or we'll take it away. Everyone's watched them, haven't they? And it's when them high court what are the high courts enforcers or something? When they turn up, that some of them are allowed to break in your house, aren't they? If you've left your door open, aren't you allowed to come in on that?
Yeah, the High Court ones are, because that is a civil matter that the judge has been allowed to sign off and go through, because they have had an agreement in place, a contract in place.
Yeah.
Whereas where a bank sells a debt onto another company, a debt collector, you don't have a contract with them. You know, you initially signed it with Santander, for example. So that contract does not get passed on. It's just the debt that gets passed on. The bank's
You know
on.
what? I might do a night of this. I might do another one because I like this. I love knowing the law and stuff like what you can and can't do. What these people who keep ringing you up, they're the ones breaking the law, hassling you all the time, and that.
Yeah, you can actually. There's been a few instances, mate, where you can actually sue the companies for harassment.
Yeah, man, I can believe it because it's dodgy as man. They're ringing you up like 5 times a day. That.
I'm sure there'll be loads of people in this in YouTube community that will, you know, be able to direct you and stuff.
Yeah, I'll do one night and then I'll put it in I'll title a live up and we'll see we'll get everyone in and get a discussion going. But for now, mate, I'm going to do one because I'm up in what time are you? About 5 hours. It's all right because I can go to sleep in the car, can't I? You know.
Oh, is she driving?
I think so, yeah.
We are.
Honestly, man. Saying that, I won't be going to sleep, man. Honestly, I've never seen gear changes like that. Man, it's like a roller coaster.
Are you holding on for dear life with all fucking handles?
And then we'll have the dog in the back being sick.
That'll be from licking your fucking feet, you mucky get.
We'll be like the Clampets, man, honest.
The Clampets. Anyway, well, have a nice breakaway. And
nice one, mate. Nice one for coming on, G, mate. Pleasure.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure, mate.
Switch YouTube off. Do not go on YouTube. Have a nice break.
Yeah, man. Nice
Take
one.
care, Big J.
See you later on, though.
See ya.
See you later,
bye.
Nice one. Yeah, man, you got to love Big G, haven't you? You know what with Big G, right? I mean, I started this channel off. Big G, we know everyone who comes in our chats and stuff. And we knew everyone on YouTube, really, all the names. Big G just turned up in the chat, like. He just turned up out of nowhere, this this name, Big G. He didn't have his hair like that, like. I can't remember what his avatar was before that now, but. And like, you know me, I always talk to everyone in the chat. And it's obviously I highlighted it straight away, and I was like, "Who's this character?" And the odd thing about it was, I think it was only the second time he come in the chat, he hit the link and he come on the panel, and been mates since, man, and like proper sound he is. Bit of a batty like, but yeah, man. We got off to a rough start with that boxing thing, but it looks like little documentaries are okay as long as only showing a little bit of footage. But I would have liked to have shown all that fight because it was a classic. But in the future, I'll have to find little documentaries. You know, looks like we'll be all right with them. But yeah, nice one, everyone. First in, last out. Been in for a few hours now, mate. Nice one, and you, Ted. Slim. As always, mate, knobhead. We've kept Kira entertained for a few hours. Well, Liam's popped in. I haven't seen you for a while, Liam. I didn't get a chance to say that. Thought you'd fell out with us. Yeah, man, everyone who's been in. All the legends. Sean Wayne. Let me see if I can play you out with a song. Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you? I was going to say I'll play you a song out, Big G, but I haven't got any communards, mate. We'll have to settle for something a bit more up to date.